Hey everybody, it's Johnny L here with another cooking tip of the day, the Valentine's Day edition. Now, everybody knows the way to their woman's heart, and today the way to my woman's heart is with a beef Wellington. So what you have here right now is one of the best cuts of meat you could find, which is the beef tenderloin, which is the nice piece of meat right under the backbone of the cow. Not a lot of muscle back there, and that's why you get the filet mignons out of here, because they're nice, tender, beautiful piece of meat. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to start off with we're going to sear this. We want to get this seared before we do the main part of the recipe. So we're just going to get it in a very hot pan with salt and pepper. Okay? And just sear the outside to hold in those juices. Okay, so I got a nice pan of hot olive oil over here. Come over here and listen to this. You hear that? That's how you know it's hot. Okay, now what you could do is you can come to the side like this. Get it, on the side. This way you're getting the full sear. See that? Nice and seared. I'm going to do that, and then I'll do this way. The next step of this is making the duxelle, which is the mushroom paste that goes underneath the pastry. And also, we had to brush the beef Wellington with a mustard. Chef Ramsay likes us to use an English mustard. When I was getting my second Michelin star, I met with Chef Ramsay and I told him, I want to know your two signature dishes. And I said, beef Wellington and the scallops. He tells me to use English yellow mustard, and I use brown spicy mustard, because what it does is it absorbs the spiciness. It doesn't give it a mustard taste. It just absorbs the spices. So anyway, shallots, mushrooms. I use baby portobellos, okay? So we're going to chop this all up. I'm going to chop this up, but then I'm going to get it in a food processor to get it really almost like a paste. No, we got to get the water out of it, which is the next step when we get it in a pan. But first we're going to chop this up, get it in a food processor. Next we're getting those shallots and the mushrooms and some garlic in the food processor. All right, so next you're going to take all that earthy goodness. That was the mushrooms, the garlic, and the shallots. It's all in a bowl. We're going to get it in a pan. We're going to get this fried up. No oil, no anything in the pan, because the whole point of this is to get the moisture out of it. Once you flatten this out, you're actually going to start to see the juices bleed through. You want to get as much of this water out of this as you can, because we're going to make it almost like a paste. Once the mushrooms are done, I got them spread out on a pan to cool. Man, you got to smell the aroma coming off of this. It's like, forget about it. So the next step is we get plastic wrap out, and I overlap prosciutto. Now, the secret to overlapping is to create like a blanket for all the goodness to stay in place. So we're going to overlap these pieces before we spread that earthy goodness. So once we do that, okay. Now you're going to take a spoon. Notice this is pretty dry now. I got all the moisture out of it. That's a very critical step in doing this. So we're going to get it all out there. And then you use the back of your spoon to kind of make another layer of this. And I'm telling you, this layer is what gives this a lot of its flavor. You know, today's Valentine's Day, and I was getting ready before, and Jace comes up to me and he says, "Hey, Daddy, Did you hear about the two bed bugs that fell in love? Yeah, I hear they're getting married in the spring. I almost fell out of the shower. These kids will say the darndest things, right? All right, so we got that spread out nice and nicey. Okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our lovely piece of meat that's been resting on the side. Now, this is the part that gets a little crazy. So you got to start it like that. You get the first roll going. Once you get it going, you're good. You get that first roll going, okay? See that? It's all staying nice in there. You get that first roll going like that. Once it's, now I'm going to take it over the whole way. And basically I'm going to come to the ends and I'm going to like pinch the ends. All right? And that's basically how you're going to get to form that perfect shape that you need. I like to squeeze the ends. This way, everything's in there nice. You see that? That's like your perfect shape. So once we do that, we're going to get that in the fridge for like, I don't know, like 20 minutes to cool before we do the next step. All right, so we just took out the meat that was in the refrigerator for a few minutes, cooling. Now this is the critical part where we roll it into puff pastry. I had to bring out the big guns for this one because I need as much support as I can get for this step.
Hi everyone, okay. I'm back.
All right, so this is it, nice and cool. I'm gonna lay it in here, and we're gonna do kind of like the same thing that we did with the first step. We're gonna roll it nice, okay, nice and tight. We're not going to overlap it. We're going to get right to where it just joins. We're going to stop right there, and we're going to kind of fold in the insides.
Can't even see it now.
Okay. Make that a little tighter. We're going to cut it right there. Like that. Take it. Just hold on to it. Okay. You could bring it over there, buddy. You don't have to. Yeah, you could bring it.
Where do I put it?
Throw it in the garbage. Okay. Now we're gonna roll this just like we did.
I can't even see it.
Just like we did the other part. Okay, now I give it a little twist at the end. This is basically what's going to give it the shape. So the nice and tighter you make it, the nicer it'll be. So now we got a nice shaped Wellington. I'm going to throw this back in the fridge again for another, I don't know, 15 minutes or so.
All right, I'll be back soon, okay?
All right, so this is the last step of this now, where we're going to take this Wellington, and we're going to take an egg wash, and give it a little brush. Give the whole thing a nice brush. Okay. This thing's got some weight to it, family. All right, so now the last part is kind of just like a chefy thing that you don't have to do, but it gives it that little bit of wow factor. So you're going to take the back of the knife, you're going to run it down the middle, and then you're going to just do some wisps. Not cutting into the dough, just to give a little design. Remember, just that little wow factor. Let's see if I can do this lefty. You may not even see them when it's done because I'm not going too deep because I don't want to cut it. All right, so then you get it in the pan. And then you get just a little bit of salt on top just to give it that crispiness. All right, and then we get it in the oven. All right, so she's been in there a good 45, 50 minutes. So we're gonna take it out of the oven. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at this thing. It's like a baby. All right, so we're gonna let that thing rest. She's gotta rest for like at least 15 minutes before I cut into that. So we'll see you in a couple minutes. Now, this is the moment of truth. Cutting into this bad boy, hoping for a nice medium or medium rare kind of temperature throughout. So let's not look just right at the end. Let's see. Sounds nice and crispy as it goes through that puff pastry. Let's take a look. Nice little bit of pink in the middle. Not bad. Not bad. So, I might have liked it a little bit pinker, but what are you going to do? In the meantime, smells delicious. Guaranteed it's going to taste delicious. So, as always, everybody, happy Valentine's Day. And remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye.